I asked one question for John and Kyle. I said, what gives you two confidence that Trey Lance is ready to take over as a starting quarterback if that's the route you choose to take? And they both went on and on about how Trey Lance is exactly the guy they hoped he would be. How, they could see the talents and the physical gifts, and they were impressed by his maturity when they talked to him on Zoom, but it was really hard to get to know him, and bringing him into the organization, he really was everything they hoped. And they kept saying that. And to me, they're saying, okay, they're confident that he's ready to start. But a week ago, they weren't. Right? A week ago, he wasn't ready. And if the Niners had won, if it, for some reason maybe their defense had a stop in this game, he wouldn't be ready right now to play in the Super Bowl. So I was expecting them to say something like, well, the work he did this year, the work he did in the meeting room, the work he did on the practice field, he's a totally different guy than the guy who got here last year. And the work he did paid off, and now he's ready. But they didn't say that. They just said that he proved to be everything they wanted to be from the get-go. So I'm saying, okay, then why didn't he start the whole freaking time? And basically they said, well, they were going to go to him if they lost the Rams game when they were 3-5. If they went to 3-6, they were going to go to Lance. So it was never about readiness. It was never about readiness. He was ready. They confirmed he was ready. They were going to go to him. It's just that they also felt, I don't know, basically when they started winning with Jimmy, they didn't want to mess things up as if there was like a magic chi around the team that they couldn't mess up. And that's why they stuck with it. And apparently they think they raised his trade value, although I don't think they're getting more than a 4th-round pick for him. So I don't know. I thought the answer was interesting. They basically incriminated themselves and said, yeah, he's been ready. Talking about it's been ready. Oh, word.
But isn't that's kind of what we speculated in the first place, right? I mean,
ready.
I think the roster and the locker room had a lot to do with it.
Yes.
That kept Jimmy going. I think probably if you asked Kyle in his heart of hearts, he probably did want to go to Trey Lance.
That's the way I see it. And so now, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I think the locker room I think the locker room, I think Kyle's plan the whole time was, okay, I'm going to work Lance in a little bit, have a little package here and there, and then
the locker room was like,
ready, and then I'll play him. Locker room was like, nah, like we ain't feeling it, and the locker room has a different type of relationship with Kyle. They call him Kyle. They don't call him.
He's not Mr. Shanahan. He's the cool teacher.
Yep, he hangs out
with him. Hang out in his room at lunch.
Yeah,
talk about girls and stuff. That kind of guy. Yeah, that dude. Yeah.
Hangs out with them in the off season. Hits pizza ovens with footballs.
Exactly.
So I'm sure they came to him and said, "Listen, we're not feeling the whole Trey Lance package. Just play Jimmy."
Kyle. And he's like, all right, well, I don't want to lose the locker room, and I do want to win. So to me, it was funny. There was always this question, why is Trey not playing? And there was never an answer to that, just like there was never an answer to why is Brandon Ayuk in the doghouse? And the answer is that because this was the plan. They wanted to play Jimmy. They wanted to trade Jimmy. They didn't want to sell low on Jimmy. They think they're now selling high on Jimmy, but the fact is Trey's been ready the whole time. And I guess we'll see. But that's what I've been saying. And also there was Jimmy in his exit interview saying that his freaking thumb was hanging off and his shoulder was hanging by his brain. It was like, all right, well, maybe the other dude who's all of a sudden magically, I didn't want to ask him in a snarky way, like, hey, you've been telling us all year that Trey Lance isn't ready. Why is he magically ready now? What changed? But I didn't ask it like that. And they just, he's just he's so impressive. He's exactly, all right, man. Well, then maybe he could have been handing off too. I'm just saying. So anyway, that's what we learned today. Grant pushed the show back more than my hairline. It was for Jimmy. I couldn't miss the final Jimmy press. Although I didn't ask him any questions. What was I going to ask him? Hey, Jimmy, everyone's giving you like a really nice send-off, but can we talk about that last pick? I mean, you threw it backhand. That was your last throw. How are you going to let your last throw be a backhand to the defense, man? That's all I wanted to ask him, but I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
It's like, Jimmy, do you really love Jalen Ramsey? Because you really wanted to give him 2 pick sixes.
Wow. And he threw a pick to him the last game. He's so generous. But, I mean, really, his pick in the NFC Championship game, the backhand flip, And then also his pick in the Super Bowl where he just closed his eyes and threw it up. That's Jimmy, man. That's how I will remember Jimmy. I don't know how you guys will remember Jimmy. That's between you and Jimmy, but that's how I will remember Jimmy. SF sucks with first rounders, settle for seconds and thirds. Bosa was a first rounder. Ike was a first rounder.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. Necessarily true. Ayuk was a first rounder. Bosa was a first rounder. I mean, I don't think the book's out on Kinlaw. Let's see what his knee looks like after this. I mean, you'd like them to do a little better, but they're not terrible at first rounders.
Don Yee has confirmed the Niners and his team are working together and a trade makes sense. Remember, Sam Darnold got a 2+. A 4th and a 7th is what I'm saying. And the Niners are going to have to give something back. The Ryan Tannehill.
The issue isn't Jimmy is a starting quarterback in the NFL. The problem isn't necessarily that. The problem is he's a starting quarterback and he's like he's about 15 to 20, somewhere around there. Maybe worse. But he's not paid like that. He's paid like he's a top 5, top 7 quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah. It's the contract. That's the albatross. Grant, why were you at Jimmy's press conference right now? Because I'm in the media. At the end, he said a brief farewell to the media and fans. Sweet. I didn't ask any questions though, because again, it's like I don't want to rate on the dude's parade. I didn't have anything nice to say, so I didn't say nothing. D'Amico feels they want Harbaugh. He doesn't want to be the second choice if that does happen. You really think Harbaugh's going to Minnesota? That's what's happening? Okay.